In this video, I want to explain how to use the Photoshop Content-Aware Scale feature. I'll be using it to change this photo, which was shot in a 2:3 aspect ratio, into a square format. You see, if we crop this image instead using the Photoshop crop tool, we'd ruin its composition. In situations like this, Photoshop's Content-Aware Scale tool can be a really useful no-crop alternative. Let me walk you through the steps, and I'll also show you a problem you can run into along with a simple way to fix it. The Content-Aware Scale tool works by scaling the image to make it larger, but it doesn't scale all the parts of the image to the same level. This means that we can change the image's aspect ratio without making important areas look distorted. Content-Aware Scale makes it possible to select areas of the image and then protect them when scaling. In this image, we'll select the ground to protect so that only the sky is scaled. There are several ways that we can select the ground, but probably the easiest is going to be to use the Select Sky option in the Select menu. We then see the marching ants appear around the sky. But the sky isn't the area we want to protect, it's the ground. So, to select that, we just need to use the Inverse option in the Select menu. Now that the ground is selected, we can see the marching ants around it. The final part of this step is to save the selection as an alpha channel so we can use it later. To do that, click the Select menu and then the Save Selection option. This opens the Save Selection dialog where we can enter the name of our selection. Let's call this ground to make it obvious what the selection is. Notice that the document field in the dialog is set to the current document, meaning that the selection is going to be saved in the image as a new channel. We can then click the OK button to save it. Once it's saved, we'll just clear the selection by clicking the Select menu and then the Deselect option. The alternative is to use the keyboard shortcut Command and D on a Mac, which is Control and D on a Windows PC. If you want to check that the selection has indeed been saved, go to the Channels panel. You should then see it below the colour channels. Having saved our selection, the next step is to prepare our image layer to be scaled. When we use the Content-Aware Scale tool, we want to scale the sky in our photo so that the image changes to a 1:1 aspect ratio. To do this, we'll need to start with our complete image on a single layer. This is because the Content-Aware Scale feature analyses the image layer. If the entire image isn't on the layer, it won't work properly because there'll be areas that are missing. If we look at the Layers panel in Photoshop, we can see that the image only has one layer, so I'm fine to work with this. But supposing we had an image with multiple layers, like say a curves layer on top of this image. In situations like that, we would first need to merge all the layers into a new composite or stamp layer. We can do that easily using the keyboard shortcut of Shift plus Command plus Option plus E on a Mac. On a Windows PC, that's Shift plus Control plus Alt plus E. After using the keyboard shortcut, we see the new layer at the top of the layer stack. We can then hide the other layers to prevent them from being damaged during our editing. But let's go back to our original situation with a single layer and look at how to work with that. What I want you to notice is this little padlock icon to the right of the layer. This tells us that the image is locked for editing. If I try to edit this layer, Photoshop will stop me. To remove the lock, we just need to click on the icon with our mouse. It's now possible to resize the image layer on the document canvas. You can see an example of this if I use the Move tool to drag one of the image's corners. This reveals the document canvas, which has a check pattern indicating it's transparent. Let's undo that though so we can discuss the next step, which is to add space to the canvas. It's this space that our Content-Aware Scale tool will use to extend the image. Now we could have used the Move tool earlier just to resize the image on the canvas, but there's a much easier way. In the Image menu, select the Resize Canvas option. This displays a dialog where we can enter the new size of the canvas. Now, because we want this image to be square, we just copy the width and paste it into the height field. We then need to set the anchor point. This controls where the canvas is extended. By clicking the center square of the bottom row, we set the canvas to extend from the top edge. We now have our original image layer on a square canvas with room for the sky to expand into. We're then ready to apply the content-aware scale feature. When doing this, make sure that you've got the image layer selected in the Layers panel before you start. If you don't select a pixel layer first, the feature will be disabled in the menu. Then we can click the Edit menu followed by the Content-Aware Scale option. You will then see a blue box appear around the image with grab handles on the corners and the edges. You'll also see the controls for the Content-Aware Scale feature in the toolbar. Click the Protect drop-down and select the selection that you saved earlier as a channel. You can then click on the center handle on the top edge of the image and drag it up. When you do this, make sure you don't have the aspect ratio locked or you'll end up extending the image from the sides as well. As you drag up, you'll see the sky is scaled to fit the space of the canvas. The rest of the image is also scaled, but not by as much. This is because we used a selection to protect those areas. When the image fills the canvas, release the mouse button to complete the scaling. The final step in the process is to magnify the image to inspect it for problems. Now, with the level of adjustment we've just applied, I would expect to see a lot of problems in this image. At 100% magnification, we can indeed see that the clouds in the sky have begun to break down. We also see some similar problems in the waves on the beach. This is because of the level of scaling we've tried to apply. When it's too much, areas like this with very fine detail begin to break down. Let's undo this now, and I'll show you an alternative that limits these problems. I'll just undo the content-aware scaling using the Edit Undo command. Next, I want to select the Move tool in the Tools palette. I'm then going to drag the image layer into the center of the canvas. This will limit the degree of scaling needed to fill the top part of the canvas. We can then apply the Content-Aware Scale command again from the Edit menu. And after that, we just repeat the steps that we did before. Make sure that the ground is selected in the Protect drop-down. We can then click and drag up to scale the sky. Then when we release the mouse button, the scaling is applied and we can inspect the image. This time, the waves in the scene appear much better. Although we still can see some artifacts, these could easily be repaired using the Photoshop Remove tool. Now we only have the bottom part of the image to deal with. For that, rather than using the Content-Aware Scale tool again, we can apply the Freeform transform. All we need to do is click and drag down to stretch the image. This looks fine, provided we only stretch the image a little. But if you see distortion in important areas like this castle, you need to try something else. Let me show you one possible solution for that. We first need to use the rectangular marquee tool to select the lower part of the document where the canvas is showing. When you do this, make sure that you overlap the edge of the image to prevent the fix from becoming obvious. After making the selection, click the Edit menu and choose Generative Fill. In the dialog, leave this box empty and click Generate. Photoshop will then generate 3 versions of new content to fill the empty space. You can then pick the one that you think looks best. We could also have used this same technique to fill the sky, and it can also be used to remove anything you don't want from an image, as I explain in this next video. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll see you soon for another video.